never laugh as a hearse goes by, for you may be the next to die. They wrap you up in bloody sheets to drop you 6 feet underneath. They put you in a pine wood box and cover you up with dirt and rocks. It all goes well for about a week, and then your coffin begins to leak, and the worms crawl in, the worms crawl out, the worms play pinochle on your snout. They eat your eyes, they eat your nose as you begin to decompose. A slimy beetle with demon's eyes chews through your stomach and out your sides. Your stomach turns to rancid grease, and pus pours out like melted cheese. You spread it on a slice of bread, and that's what you'll eat when you're dead. And the worms crawl out, the worms crawl in, the worms that crawl in are lean and thin, the ones that crawl out are fat and stout. Your eyes fall in and your hair falls out, your brain turns into maggot pie, your liver starts to liquefy, and for the living all is well as you sink further into hell. And the flames rise up to drag you down into the fire where you will drown. Your skin melts off as you descend, and Satan tears you limb from limb. Your suffering will never end. And the worms crawl in, the worms crawl out, they'll eat your guts and then shit them out. And when your bones begin to rot, the worms remain, but you do not. So don't ever laugh as a hearse goes by, for someday you'll be the one to die.
Welcome back, everyone. Oh, the burnt chicken nugget indeed. But how are you guys doing today for this special stream? I see we have Dark Super. How are you doing? What's going on, Dave? What's going on, Nicholas? What is going on, Garrett? How are you doing? High five. It's the urban legend. He is real. Oh, no worries, Dev. No worries at all. Feel free to come back later when the stream has been uploaded. Stream Elements knows how I feel about them. They're good. They know all about that. They're completely fine. Stream Elements. The fleshy meatball. You just bought NECA Freddy. Nice. Isn't this quite the occasion then? Well, as the title and the thumbnail pretty much says, we're talking some horror here today with Freddy Krueger. Got a couple of items of great topic to really discuss. just bought NECA Freddy indeed. NECA Ghostface. I actually have that on pre-order. I'm just waiting on that to possibly, hopefully not get delayed. And I think it comes in July, I want to say. I believe it comes in July. Maybe. Yes, we're going to be talking the new Evil Dead movie. Evil Dead Now. And we're going to be talking about some news that came out for Candyman, as well as some news for Dracula, too. Oh, nice, Garrett. Nice. Can you get the NECA Ghostface? I got mine from Nightmare Toys. That's ultimately where I've been getting all of my NECA figures, except for my Victor Crowley that's going to be coming. That is going to be coming from Adam Green himself, I believe. Thank you, Dev. Thank you, and I will definitely see you next time. Alright. So we are gonna get into the first topic for today's Let's Talk Horror. Oh, what's going on, Dragon Lord? Glad to have ya. Am I buying the Seed of Chucky doll? I have not really decided yet on that. Maybe at some point, but not right now. Let me bring up what I need to bring up here. Move my stream stuff over here. Ah, you can actually see my eyes more over there. Oh. What's going on, Anthony? How you doing? All right. So first topic of today. We all now, at least a good majority of us know, that have been following the Evil Dead franchise, now knows that they are moving forward with Evil Dead 4. But they are also doing it without Bruce Campbell in the Ash character. The director has been selected as Lee Cronin. Now, I looked up a couple of articles and I found something that pretty much showed a post from Twitter from Lee Cronin. Says, I guess the cat is out of the bag, or is Henrietta out of the fruit cellar? Touched by all kind words and warm wishes. Thank you. Humbled to collaborate with the legends that are Sam Raimi, Rob Tappert, and Bruce Campbell on a new chapter in the Evil Dead universe. Hey, what's going on, Adam? How you doing? And what is going on, T-Rex? How you doing as well? Glad to have you both in the stream. Definitely getting used to talking in this thing. Does take a bit of work to really do, but I like it. I don't have the contacts in though. I decided not to put them in today. I was winning my Deathslinger game until I clicked on your stream, Freddy. Well, if you're gonna sacrifice any game, obviously it's gotta be a Freddy one, right? I'll come to the Freddy stream. But we have this post from Lee Cronin, being very, very humble, but being selected to direct the next installment of Evil Dead. Not too familiar with a lot of the stuff that he's done, but you gotta admire the balls on someone to take over this kind of franchise, considering the overall percentage that likely did not take well to the last reboot. But with this being, I guess, Evil Dead 4, I'm assuming it follows the timeline. It's going to follow after Army of Darkness, which is going to be interesting, because then where does Ash versus the Evil Dead fall into with all this? So I'm not entirely certain how I feel about this, at least until we get some more information. And then we scroll down a bit and we have what Bruce Campbell has said about it and everything. Okay, it says serving as a sequel to the films. Oh no, they're talking about Ash versus Evil Dead. Never mind. Where? Says despite confirming that Bruce won't be in the new film, it's unclear if it will be a continuation of the original narrative or another attempt at a reboot. From this point forward, Bruce says, they kind of have to stand on their own, which is fine and liberating. You could have different heroes, different heroines. In this case, this is going to be a little more dynamic. Now, I'm not sure, because, I mean, that's going to play a major role in how fans are going to feel about this. Because if you're continuing from the original narrative after Ash versus the Evil Dead, a lot of people are going to be like, well, where the fuck is Kelly, Pablo, and Brandy? But they never say exactly which narrative they're going to follow. I mean, could this be another sequel to Army of Darkness, where maybe Ash didn't make it back? Or could this just be like an alternate timeline? Yes, JG Fark is back, T-Rex. Where does New Nightmare take place on the Nightmare on Elm Street movies? It takes place in California, supposedly in the real world. And with no Ash in this new Evil Dead, who would step into his shoes? I mean, that's going to be the million-dollar question. Who's going to pick up the franchise and carry it? Now, what it sounds like is ultimately we're going to be getting an anthology Evil Dead series. Maybe the only constant being the Book of the Dead. Maybe. That might be what we end up getting. Because that's what it kind of sounds like. Like, it seems to be the best option, because unless you capture everyone's attention with another Ash, which, keep in mind, I don't think anybody really took to Ash in Evil Dead 1. Not to the extent that they did in Evil Dead 2. Once Evil Dead 2 came out, then everyone was on that Ash character. All the shit that he went through in getting the chainsaw hand, the boomstick, and all of that contributed to him being such a pop culture phenomenon. I mean, never say never, T-Rex. Never say never. There's always a possibility of Ash coming back. Remember, keep in mind that with Ash, or Bruce Campbell rather, supposedly he retired from the character prior to Ash vs. Evil Dead. Then they did the reboot with Fede Alvarez. That wasn't as critically acclaimed or anything like that amongst the fandom. Next thing you know, they're talking sequel. Then they start talking Ash vs. Evil Dead. And next thing you know, Ash is back, even though supposedly Bruce retired from the role. This may go down a similar road, where they reboot the franchise and the reboot doesn't work. Next thing you know, Bruce comes back as Ash in some kind of perspective, like some kind of way he comes back to reinvigorate the fandom again, and then they might try to reboot it again. It might be their strategy. Like, every time it fails, we might get Bruce back. And then we have it was like an online Comic-Con interview with the actress that plays Kelly and the actor that plays Pablo, where they're both itching to come back for another season of Ash vs. Evil Dead. And the girl that played Kelly even mentioned that her and Pablo, I'm going to call them by their character names because I don't know their actor names off the top of my head. Basically, they said that they think they can actually convince Bruce to come back. So who knows? Who knows at this point? We could definitely end up getting a another Ash vs. Evil Dead season 4, 5, 6 if this fails. Hey, what's going on, Dragon Lord? How you doing? But I don't know, like, where do you guys see the story being taken? Like, is this actually going to be a true Evil Dead 4? Like, is this going to take place possibly, maybe after Army of Darkness? Or will they actually end up, maybe continuing where Ash goes through the time portal? Like at the end of part 2. And then more people come to the cabin and the evil is still there. Maybe that's what they do. That's a possibility. So it's sort of like a installment between Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness. And this happens in between, and by the time Ash comes back through the time portal, assuming that's how they bring him back through time, maybe the events of this movie is already over, or some other shit. Like, who knows where this is going to go. Hey, Puddin', how you doing? Done with homeschooling? Now you're here. Glad to have you. Dragon Lord is thinking continue from the 2013 reboot, make its own timeline. That would be a thing if Fede Alvarez didn't come out saying how it was a sequel to the original film. That kind of ruins that aesthetic unless they retcon it. But even then, I think it has been reported that this film will have nothing to do with Fede Alvarez's film. Can I give good dreams? Depends on what you consider a good dream. To me, to some, a good dream could be me sitting in a chair like this, putting on my hat, and telling you, God, to Freddy. Dancing ponies is a good dream. To some, yeah. But I don't know. I think it's going to take the anthology route. I think it's definitely going to take the anthology route. I have nothing to base that on, but considering that what Bruce says here, where it's going to have to stand on its own, you could have different heroes, different heroines, which he also said different heroines in this case, which means the main character is likely going to be female, which is whatever. It's fine. I don't have an issue with that. But I think they're likely going to be going a different route. I do hope that it somehow connects to Ash versus the Evil Dead. So at some point in time in one of the sequels that we get, we can see a reappearance of Kelly, Pablo, and Brandy. Maybe end their story, so to speak. Because, I mean, if you can't have Ash, give us Pablo and Kelly then, if you're going to continue the narrative. I know a lot of people have been saying that. I've always said that ultimately, if you're going to go that route, people are always going to want Ash. But if you're going to continue the narrative and you're not going the timeline reboot route, that's the best route to go, since people know those characters. They know them, they're comfortable with them, and they're very, very attached because they have an attachment to Ash. Plus, Kelly has that sort of Ash charisma. And her and Pablo together have that chemistry that just works for an Evil Dead film. At least for an Army of Darkness style. It depends. If they're going full on horror, maybe they could pull that off. But I only picture them mostly in the sort of slapstick cartoony, like Ash vs. Evil Dead kind of comedy. Similar to what we got in like the Xena and Hercules TV show. Like, it's very similar to that, which it makes sense. Sam Raimi. I don't know, like I said, let me know what you guys think. And if you're watching this, coming to the stream after it's been uploaded, drop a comment down below. Let me know what you guys are thinking, how this is going to end up going. But on a side note, I believe it also says the original Evil Dead will be heading to drive-in theaters on June 13th. That could be an experience. For anybody that's never experienced a drive-in movie, that could be a really good experience. If I remember right, isn't that how the original came out too? Like, it got a real big cult following from drive-ins? I thought I remembered reading that somewhere. But definitely, look up your nearest drive-in. Come, I believe it's Saturday, isn't it? Saturday, June 13th? The birthday of Jason Voorhees. We said in the films. We know the movies didn't come out at that time, but we know. Alright, moving on to the next topic. Halloween Kills rumor is that Dr. Loomis may be making an appearance in Halloween Kills. Hey, what's going on, Brenda? And what is going on, Puddin' as well? Puddin'. I already said what's going on. But yes, Puddin's son. He says hi. How you doing, Puddin's son? Hi. Remember, I'm always watching. You be good, or I may have to pay you a visit. But yes, Dr. Loomis could return in Halloween Kills. Could that be the secret character that they said was supposed to be returning? And, I mean, granted, I guess a lot of people have been doing deepfakes. Deepfakes have become more and more of a thing. So it could be possible that they could deepfake Donald Pleasant's face on another actor and get it over like that. That's always a possibility. But I mean, if Loomis does show up, it's going to be in the flashback. So you wonder, what role will he play? I mean, is he just going to be someone that shows up to capture Michael? Is that going to be what it is? Maybe some extra parts involving Lonnie? I mean, that should be interesting. That should be very, very interesting. What is going on, Machete? How you doing? And what is going on, Tyrone? How you doing as well? Or they could get a lookalike with a voice dub. Possibly, possibly. You think it might be a flashback? I don't know, like, because there's been a lot of speculation over who the new character could, not new character, but the returning character could possibly be. I'm personally thinking one of the characters that's likely going to return is Aaron, the guy who everyone thought was killed in the bathroom with, I think it was Dana, when Michael Myers strangled her and got his mask back. Granted, he suffered some major fucking head injuries during his encounter with Michael, but very survivable. And if I recall, they never confirmed that he's dead outside of the novel. I think the novel confirms that he's dead. But that could be retcon going forward in Halloween Kills, which kind of makes sense because he would be kind of a Loomis type character. He's dealt with other criminals before. As he said, he's done podcasts on them. So it makes sense if you want to bring him back and have him in the hospital with Lori. And plus, could you imagine her just looking over like, do you still not believe in the boogeyman? And he just looks over like, I do. Or as a matter of fact, I do. That'd be pretty cool. Don't worry, Garrett. Not Garrett, Dark Super. Don't worry, we're going to get to Candyman here shortly. But I think yes, if Loomis shows up, it will be in a flashback. I'm not sure how effective it is and why they're going to keep it a secret outside of just getting fans excited. But I think the returning character may also be Aaron. I think Aaron may play some kind of part going in Halloween Kills and maybe Halloween Ends. Be cool if the nurses and doctors from Halloween 2 return as cameos too. I mean, yeah, definitely. What about Nurse Chambers? She is coming back. We know for sure she's coming back. And she's likely going to play more of a more current part. Shetty says, I'm disappointed that Loomis is in a flashback, and I don't want to see the Shazam thing where we only see his lower neck. Definitely, definitely. I mean, there's a good possibility that they may shoot him from behind. There's a very good possibility, but they do have that picture of that lookalike out there that Blumhouse is aware of. So you never know. They might pay that guy quite a bit of money, and he might show up on set and play Dr. Loomis and just dub over his voice, like Tyrone said. That's a very, very, very good possibility. I don't know, like, do you think Loomis is going to be returning? Because none of this is definite. None of this is definite at all. It's mostly speculation and rumor. Nothing has been confirmed that it's going to be Loomis in the film. Nobody knows that for sure yet. Not unless some information has come out to say otherwise. Blumhouse should do an opening sequence for capturing him. That would be pretty cool. But I think that's what the flashbacks are going to deal with. Like, Michael gets shot out of the Doyle house, the balcony, and he disappears. Then after that, we see Michael trying to flee the scene and ultimately gets captured by Loomis and the cops and everything. And we see how he's captured. That's what I think that's going to detail. And Lonnie, of course, being there is going to witness a good portion of this, and it may have some kind of psychological effect on him. Oh, thank you, D Live team. Holy shit, we are being featured on the homepage of D Live. Who would have thought? The face of fear would be so popular. T-Rex says, oh yeah, I know this has nothing to do with the stream, but I had a thought recently that we could get a Nubbins Sawyer legendary cosmetic for the Legion. Yes. Yes. Someone, please tweet that to the devs of Dead by Daylight. That would be fucking amazing. I would love that. A Nubbins and Chop Top. Both of them. Like, give us both. Nubbins and Chop Top on Legion. I would be all in. Oh, thank you. Hey, Nicole. Welcome to the stream. All the way on D Live. Glad you're enjoying what you see. Especially the man of your dreams. Did I see the 2D Terrors Wave 4 action figures? I have not yet. Machete says, my short film will continue being shot this weekend, and I am ready to drop the teaser, although I don't know when to drop it. When to drop the official trailer. When do you think I should drop weekly trailer? No, you want to build anticipation and maybe drop a teaser. See what people are saying about the teaser, and then move forward with how you would shoot a trailer. It's generally giving, what trailers and teasers do, they give feelers for the film that you're shooting, and ultimately gives the audience a glimpse of the tone and some tidbits of the story that you're trying to present to them. If they don't end up liking it, or they don't like the tone of the trailer, or at least the trailer itself, the tone is misrepresented in it and the people are not liking it, then you could go back and reshoot a different trailer that would ultimately be more accurate to the tone that you want to go for. I'm glad you enjoyed, Nicole. I'm glad. Equal parts of amazing and terrifying. That's what I always strive for. I'm good, Nicole. I am great. How are you doing? How are you doing on this fine day? Nicholas says, okay, I know you debunked this, JG, but I heard that Jason is in fact a Deadite. I think I saw it in Bloody Disgusting. I could be wrong. There are multiple publications that are running with Jason Voorhees being a Deadite. My stance on that claim is bullshit. You can quote me on that. You can hashtag it and everything. Bullshit. Jason is not a Deadite. He is not a Deadite, not unless New Line is running on a different timeline outside of both the Evil Dead and Friday the 13th films. Otherwise, it does not make sense at all. There's no reason for Jason to be a Deadite. He doesn't act as a Deadite. He doesn't present himself as a Deadite. Not to mention, a Deadite is, in the sense of what Adam Marcus was saying, a Deadite is a entity that takes control of a human body. They are dead spirits. They take control of a human body, and they possess, sometimes inanimate objects they possess. So if that's the case, why would Jason ever react the way he did to Jenny? His spirit is gone. He's dead. Why would he look at Jenny like, oh, my mommy. Why would he do that if it's not actually Jason? Hey, what's going on, Ruiz? How you doing? Oh, glad to hear. Glad to hear, Nicole. Glad to hear. You're doing great as well. But yeah, I have videos listed in my channel where I talk about this at great length on why Jason is not a Deadite. The biggest thing is, one, if Jason's a Deadite, like I just said, he would be a dead husk controlled by an evil entity. That is what essentially the Deadites that we see in Evil Dead are. There are other demons, but they are still their own entities that are called upon by the book. Jason, outside of the comics, the book has never been shown to resurrect a living person. Not that I've seen. And I just watched all of the films. So it does not make sense for Jason to be a Deadite. Number two, Jason doesn't float. He doesn't talk. His eyes are not whited out or even pinked out or even looks the way the eyes look in Fede Alvarez's film. Nor does none of his victims come back as possessed Deadites. So why is it so different? Three, how the fuck did Pamela read the book? We're talking about a single mother with a supposedly mentally handicapped kid. Although I never said Jason was mentally handicapped. I always stand by Jason has a pretty good head on his shoulders to survive what he did. But ultimately, how would Pamela, who could only get a job as a cook at a camp, learn how to read ancient Sumerian? How? That doesn't make sense. Like, the book is nothing more than an Easter egg. Similar to Freddy's glove, this guy here showing up in both Ash vs. the Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2. Doesn't mean that they're connected, just means that it's an Easter egg. And yes, I know there's an Ash, Freddy vs. Jason vs. Ash comic. Comic is not canon to those universes. Just played DVD and the game froze in the window. Oh, shit. Oh, I'm doing great, Ruiz. I'm doing great. I even get scary. Yeah. No problem, Nicholas. No problem. I mean, like I said, many publications have ran that ever since Adam Marcus said something about it, but it's complete and utter bullshit. Unless it comes from Sam Raimi, Sean Cunningham, and now Victor Miller, it doesn't mean shit. Oh, thank you, Adam Left Fence, for the follow. Shit, I just happened to see that. I saw the pop up and I didn't get a chance to read the name. But thank you for the follow all the way over on D Live. Holy shit, let me tip my hat to you. How about Rob Zombie makes evil... You mean Evil Dead, Anthony? I think you cut off your sentence there. I do the cutting. A Beetlejuice legendary skin could work with spirit. Probably with the power of walking in the spirit realm. I don't know. I would kind of see Beetlejuice's skin more or less fitting on Wraith. Because of hitting the bell and disappearing, I could see Beetlejuice doing that. Oh, thank you, Kev, for the follow as well. Holy shit, we are killing it on D Live. Cutting all kinds of shit up. Ah! And thank you, Kenny McGaming, as well for the follow. Holy shit. Oh my god, this is phenomenal. I thank you. Not as phenomenal as you follow, but close. Literally my favorite villain. I am glad you chose to jump on your computer and pick the day to check me out. I bow to you.
Welcome to my world.
And thank you for the ice cream as well. Because you know, if you're gonna give ice cream to anybody, give it to this guy. I mean, look at my hands. Look at my hands. I need something to cool that shit down.
Welcome to my world.
Well, thank you, Cap. Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome to my world.
Hopefully they do more movies. I hope so. I definitely hope so, Ruiz. Machete says, I do want to release it a little early since it takes place during the early stages of... And when there were so many people at Costco and pretty much nothing at the stores. I mean, yeah, you definitely want to try to get that out early. But ultimately... that story is going to resonate with everyone anyways. Everyone had to go through that. So it's going to end up resonating just because it is in recent memory of people. Now, if you were going to release it like a year from now or 2 years from now, then yeah, you might lose a little bit of steam. But I think you got sort of a month and a half to 2 months window. And that's assuming that we don't have a resurgence going into the fall like some of these people are saying. Try to talk like Freddy? Hold on one moment.
How's that? Is that a little bit better for you? You know, we're just sitting here talking all with all the new followers from D-Live and all of the new people watching along with the old. I love them all the same. I bow to you. You can't hear me. Do I need to get a little bit closer? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Ah! Now you can. Let me get closer to the mic so that way you can really pick up my voice. Does that sound good? Huh? Do you like that? Do you like it when I rub it like this? Oh yeah, I'm a dirty Freddy. A dirty Freddy indeed. Oh, wait, that's supposed to be a completely different stream.
Chicken wings! I love them. Have I ever been killed in Dead by Daylight right when you get to the exit door? Yes. If you recall even, there was a stream not too long ago that saw me get killed as soon as I found the hatch. Like, I was like this close and Michael Myers just slammed that shit down and killed me. We should get Sally Hardesty as Kate Denson. That would be really cool. I would love that. Could some slashers be friends, or is it too much lovey-dovey? No, I think absolutely some slashers could be friends. Because it's about relating. Like, I think Victor Crowley and Jason could very much relate to each other, given their past. Victor Crowley lost his father. Jason lost his mother. Granted, Crowley died before his father, but he still lost him. His spirit was stuck there, and he cried out for his father. Jason lost his mother, so they could definitely relate to that. Okay, I got you, Nick. I got you. Will I be doing Pam from Texas Chainsaw Massacre cosplay? You never know. You never know. Favorite killer? Mine is Jason. Now, I know that sounds weird, coming from a guy dressed as Freddy on a stream. But I had to get this costume. I already have Michael. I have Jason. I needed Freddy to complete the big three. Hashtag Jason Nichols. Oh yeah. If they put Jason in DVD, they need to put Tommy in it. They may actually go against that, just because Tommy's in the other game. They may put one of the other survivors, like Jenny or Chris, or even Trish Jarvis. Oh, the Joker! Thank you for the follow, my friend. I absolutely appreciate it. Do I own any 2D terrors? I do not. I mostly have just the regular NECA figures, sometimes the Ultimates, sometimes the Clothed. The next two figures that I have coming is the Clothed Ghostface and the Clothed Victor Crowley that's going to be signed by Adam Green. I like that, Joker. I like that. Trish Jarvis, yeah, that'd definitely be cool. Oh, thank you for the follow, Lazy Spider. I greatly appreciate it. Just for that. Because, I mean, Pinhead did say we have such sights to show you. Let me give you a glimpse. Are you ready? That's just a taste. Oh, thank you, Joker. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Glad that you're here. Oh yeah. I got Ghostface too. Brenda, you're right. I do need to at some point do Leatherface. I definitely need to do Leatherface. Anthony says Evil Dead should go to Blumhouse. I disagree. They're good where they're at. If Ash vs. Evil Dead has any kind of stance on the tone and everything they're going for, they're completely good. I don't want everything going to Blumhouse, because when that happens, the same shit that happened to Platinum Dunes is going to happen, where they might give you one or two good remakes and everything else is shit. Or ultimately, they will give you a couple of good movies, and then they'll give you something completely and utterly horrible, like Black Christmas. That I just spread it out, give other people a shot at it. Oh yeah, you need the Auric cells to get Ash. Yeah, that's right. You unfollowed them, policy with the streak. Honestly, Ruiz, just because of everything that we got in the other game, the way that I would go with Jason in Dead by Daylight, if he was ever to come, I would go with one of two designs. Either Never Hike Alone Jason, or Remake Jason. Since those two Jasons are not in the other game, I guess you could go with Freddy versus Jason. You could go with that, or Jason X Jason pre-Uber, because you don't want Cyborg Jason running around unless you're going to put that as a cosmetic form. But ultimately, I would go with a Jason design that's not in the other game, just to differentiate yourself. And yes, I would do Trish Jarvis. Absolutely. What's going on, Red Dot? How you doing? As you see, I kind of changed cosmetically. Someone changed my cosmetics at the main menu. And we got Freddy Lickitung. Thank you, Red Dot. Thank you for stopping by, my friend. Adam says, favorite Nightmare on Elm Street? Mine's gotta be Dream Warriors. I love Part 2. Part 2 is one of my top Nightmare films. I like Dream Warriors too. I really love Dream Warriors, but I think Freddy in Part 2 is the most terrifying that Freddy has ever been. Just the Grady scene alone is one of his most terrifying kills. Him climbing out of Jesse's body and just like pretty much like looking at Grady and just like smiling and everything and putting on his hat, going over to Grady, not saying a word, grabbing Grady by the throat, and then you see his parents on the other side that can't get into the room, and then the claws just go through Grady's body and slide down. And then you look over to the mirror and Jesse's standing there with blood and everything. He's looking in the mirror and he sees Freddy's reflection. Freddy's laughing and he's just like, pretty much not a word spoken by Freddy. Not a word spoken. And it's absolutely fucking terrifying. JG in the game. You thought that was definitely such a sign. You're doing good, Red Dot. That's good to hear, man. It's been a while since I really talked to you guys. Need to put me in the game as a survivor. Can you imagine me running around with my jacket and bandana on that I normally have? Alright, let me jump over here real quick, see what our next topic that we're going to be discussing here. Alright, so the next topic is, of course, Candyman. Candyman right now is slated to come out September 25th, which... pretty good time to come out, like that close to Halloween without running into Halloween kills. It's a pretty good time to come out. We get Candyman, then we get Halloween. That's fucking awesome. Hey, what's going on, Jose Mateo? Thank you for the compliments, my friend. You would use me if I was in the game, Ruiz. Then we need to tweet that to the devs. Get a hashtag going. Get JG in the game. But yeah, the interesting thing about Candyman is that there seems to be an indication that Candyman may also come to VOD at the time of its release. Based on a couple of tweets by Tony Todd. Which could be pretty cool. Hey, what's going on, Aaron797? Welcome as well. But I believe Tony Todd's response to another tweet, the original tweet by Justin Gandel, says, I wish they'd day and date this. I want to see and support it, but there's no way I'm sitting in a theater anytime this year. And Tony Todd says, responds, 9/25/20. Bam. Now with that, doesn't that seem to be an indication that it's coming to on demand? That's the way I would take it. And that's the way a lot of people are taking it. So is Universal actually going through with their plans? That they're going to be releasing a ton of their movies on VOD? And will this happen to Halloween Kills too? Holy shit, you're everywhere. Hey, what's going on, Synergist Ship? How you doing? Glad to have you, my friend. Pay my respects. Take off my hat. Will Candyman have the same or new actor? From what I understand, they're following the story of the baby from the first Candyman. Oh shit, we got a lot of shit going on. Thank you, aka Jocker, for the follow as well. And we got Machete Slasher over on Twitch as well. Synergist says, Freddy, with heart time. Thank you. But it's gonna follow the baby, and Tony Todd is supposed to be in the film. I'm not sure in what capacity. Will he be a voice? Will he just maybe appear for a couple of seconds, maybe in a reflection? We don't know. But we do know this is a new Candyman 2, essentially. I don't know. What do you guys think? Are you guys going to be going to the theaters to see Candyman? Are you going to be going to the theaters to see Halloween Kills? Or, if it's possible, will you guys be watching both films at home with VOD? Oh, Synergist! Over on Twitch as well! You know, he said it again. We have such sights to show you. And one of those sights, once again, that could become a thing. I might have to clip that and make that an alert now. Definitely, Nick. I'd definitely be seeing both. I could definitely see that, Synergist. I could definitely see that. I think there's a lot of people that have been unjustly killed that could definitely fit within that realm of thinking. They should have me play Freddy. Trust me, I'm no actor by any means. Be cool though. Be cool for a fan film, but definitely not for an official one. Not unless I take some acting classes or something. The tongue and DVD with your character. That'd be cool. Looks like everyone pretty much is going to be going to see Halloween Kills. I mean, Nicholas, will you be seeing it at home or will you be going to the theater? That's mostly what I'm wondering, because I'm wondering how effective will this whole thing from Universal be with doing their films simultaneously in theater and at home. That's what I'm wondering. Have you seen it in the theater? Well, see, that's another thing, because most theaters are worried that VOD is ultimately going to deter people from coming to the theaters. Because their thinking is essentially, up here, is that people are lazy and they're not going to want to come out. So, if you have it on demand, nobody's coming out to the theater. What they fail to realize is the theater is a very, very different experience than being at home. The sound system, the theater screen, the environment is all completely different. However, you're just giving someone more of a choice at home. And especially because the whole thing is coming to a head. If most movies now, most IPs are now going to streaming networks and help them. If the Snyder Cut of not Batman, but Justice League, if that does well on HBO Max and they're able to recoup a shit ton of money, theaters are going to be that much more in the wind. They are going to have a lot to worry about. See, it looks like a lot of people are going to the theater, from what I'm seeing. What's going on, Chuck? How you doing? You are all JG's children now. Like, this is definitely going to be a very interesting next few years to see how theaters are going to really respond to films being on demand and at the theaters at the same time. Personally, I don't see the harm in it. I mean, I guess people that are theater purists are going to say the theaters need to make money. But I mean, from what I've been hearing ever since the pandemic started, is that a week or two after it started, theaters are already, at least I think it was AMC, was already essentially saying they're going bankrupt. Which says a lot about where theaters are in today's society, where they're on the cusp of extinction without a gimmick. Drive-ins are likely always going to be around, to an extent. But I think movie theaters definitely need to reinvent themselves to stay relevant, or streaming services are going to take over everything. Hey, what's going on, Tyrell Smith? I should do a theory on My Bloody Valentine. Someone else was asking me about that not too long ago, to do like a sequel story concept on My Bloody Valentine. I mean, there definitely are some good details in there that you could make theories on. Hey, Shori, thank you for the follow as well. I greatly appreciate it. But it's hard to say. It's hard to say. I got to sit down and watch the movies again. I watched the original last February, and I'm likely gonna end up watching the second one probably next Valentine's Day to just keep that going. And then once I do that, I'm gonna collectively sit down, all stream, watch both of them, and I may come up with some theories then. "2020, in my opinion, is the worst year in history." It's not over yet. I mean, we could still bounce back. There aren't any drive-ins in Michigan. Oh, excuse me. I mean, they are very rare. Drive-ins are definitely very rare. But you could probably see if theaters start shutting down, drive-ins are likely going to take their place. So you might see some spring up. No, Nicholas, no. You'll know when they go bankrupt. But I would probably use it as soon as possible. Frog theories. Was it actually Deathslinger that stole Freddy's hat? Yes, Rob Zombie's Evil Dead. I mean, with Evil Dead, it could work just because you're not stuck on a certain type of character. If he was writing dialogue for Ash or something like that, no, because I wouldn't want Rob Zombie's dialogue on Ash or any established character. If he's making his own original fucking redneck hillbilly characters and having them in an Evil Dead film, whatever, go for it. For years, you have been on YouTube producing great content, but now you are lazy and make terrible content. But now you have the choice to make 30 well thought and edited dark theories, or watch all. I'm not sure what you mean. Sessions of Seinfeld on stream, no oh, hell no. Seinfeld is good. Like, I don't mind it, but I don't know if I could watch all of that. Oh, definitely not. Not wanting to show anything Universal has is going to be something very detrimental to their finances. And howdy to you too, Shori. Live or die, make your choice. I don't know. Probably make 30 well thought out and edited dark theories. That'd probably be somewhere up my alley. How do I feel about Michael Myers? I believe someone said they shipped us at some point. I like that idea. Wasn't it you, Brenda, that did that? Run with it. Make fan fiction. I want to read it all. Thank you, Ruiz. Thank you. And one day, holy shit, I don't know if I could do all that. I mean, even watching all the Seinfeld episodes, that wouldn't be in one day. You couldn't do that in one day. I'd probably stand more of a chance of actually completing 30 Dark Theories videos. Alright, so let's get on to the next topic. Next topic is, which I didn't realize, they're rebooting Dracula again. And from what I understand, as it says here, with many of the adaptations of Bram Stoker's Dracula that we have seen over the decades, the figure is regularly portrayed as being motivated by romantic intentions. The director, Karen Kusama, recently shared that her approach to the concept will likely deviate from the other adaptations we've seen in hopes of delivering an experience more accurately reflecting the source material, which is pretty good to hear. Because anybody that's ever read the Dracula book knows that Dracula, he's not in it for romance. Let's just say. Dracula's whole intention in the book is world domination. The whole thing that we've always been given, that him and Mina are like he's in love with her, she's a reincarnation of his wife, that doesn't happen in the books. The way the book, or at least the way I took it in the book, is that when Dracula came to England, he instantly went after Lucy to make her one of his brides. Lucy was turned. Van Helsing, Jonathan, and I think someone else was there. They kill Lucy. Dracula feels her death. Now, all of that is in the Coppola Dracula movie. The difference is in the book, Dracula goes after Mina out of revenge. It's the whole thing, you take something from me, I'm going to take something from you. That's why he goes after Mina. It's not anywhere that he's in love with her. He's just there to take her and make Van Helsing, Jonathan Harker, and all of her friends suffer, to watch her slowly be turned. That's essentially how that works. I like the black and white version, Nicholas, but Coppola's version is far, far closer to the novel. And I absolutely love the novel. I mean, granted, Dracula's origin is never said in the novel. It never says that he drunk blood from a statue after stabbing a stone cross. Doesn't have any of that. It's all done through journal entries, newspaper clippings. It's essentially the 1800s version of found footage. That's essentially what it is. But to see that she's trying to go back and make it more accurate to the book, that's very, 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 very good to hear. What else have we got? Given the success earned by The Invisible Man earlier this year, thanks in large part to the ways which it deviated from its predecessors, Kusama's comments make it quite clear that her vision of the project will offer a fresh take on the source material. She says, it's a fairly faithful adaptation of Bram Stoker's book, which I really love. Kusama revealed to the King's Cast, I think something that gets overlooked in the adaptation of Dracula in the past is the idea of multiple voices. In fact, the book is filled with different points of view, and one point of view we don't get access to, and all most adaptations give access to, is Dracula himself. So I would just say, in some respect, this is going to be an adaptation called Dracula, but is perhaps not the same kind of romantic hero that we've seen in the past, in past interpretations of Dracula. So I mean, that definitely makes me a little excited to see this. To see Dracula actually depicted as he should be, as a monstrous undead warlord that's trying to take over the world, that could be pretty cool. And she is right. She is definitely right. We never see Dracula's point of view in the book. We see letters written by every other character, newspaper clippings from England, but we never get anything from Dracula himself. No letters, anything. Except the one at the beginning that he gives to Jonathan. That's one letter, but that doesn't necessarily illustrate his point of view of the events going on. You should make a cosplay of Part 8 Jason to go around New York when the virus is gone. That'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool to do. Take pictures in Times Square. But yeah, what do you guys think? What do you think of this? Like Dracula being rebooted? and trying to be more accurate to the book. How do you guys feel about this? Let me know. What's going on, mommy? How you doing? Welcome back to the stream. Freddy welcomes you. Chuck says, I love the idea. I do too. I really like it. I am a huge fan of Dracula. Always have been. Love the book. Love a lot of the iterations of them. Some of them, not so good. But, you know, I do love the character. Especially the Netflix show that they had with the 30 episodes. They were fucking fantastic. I loved that. Oh, thank you, mommy. Thank you. I'm gonna go make myself a burger. You have fun. And remember, take safety precautions, or you'll end up like me. You know, I used to look like a normal person until I started working at McDonald's. Then next thing you know, there was a fryer incident where something just fell into the grease and things just boiled over. And I manned my station, and next thing you know, I'm just covered head to toe with boiling oil, and I'm screaming, and this happens. They did give me a fancy mug, though. Oh, your family in real life are enemies of Dracula? Like Vlad the Impaler? That's some awesome fucking history there, Nick. What's the actual meaning behind Jay-Z's bandana? You'll never know. I can't tell you. It's a secret. Oh no, this was a fun stream. We got on the front page of fucking D Live. We got so many new followers from D Live. Thank all of you guys. Even the guys on YouTube. I want to thank everybody for watching. Fucking making this far, 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 far better than I thought it was going to be. Because I mean, you know, how many times do I get in cosplay and actually do a whole episode of anything? But yeah, like talking some news, talking some horror as Freddy. I like it. This is quite the joyous occasion. Frog theories. Is JG Frog Freddy? Maybe. I prefer FK Dark. That kind of works still. Like both of them. I like both of them. Do whatever you want. But alright guys, I'm going to wrap up this costume stream here. I definitely had a blast talking about all of these horror like news topics with you guys. Usually I'm kind of segregated to certain IPs to talk about, like I did with Let's Talk About Friday the 13th. Let's talk about Nightmare on Elm Street and so forth. But I like this whole news segment thing. Let me know if you guys enjoy it. I'll start doing more like this instead of just random fucking episodes based off just one thing, since we tend to go all over the place anyways. Oh, you have a great night, Adam, as well. Thank you for stopping by, and hopefully you get to see more Freddy. But I'm going to wrap up here. I will see you guys later. Thank you, T-Rex, for the super chat. I greatly appreciate it as always. You spoil me. Maybe I can get some lotion.
T-Rex donated 2.47 through super chat. JG Freck had a blast.
You say you guess you like it, Brenda? It's pretty cool. I like the whole format. Next stream will be because I did get my work schedule. Next stream will be Wednesday. Wednesday will be the next stream. Wednesday, we will be back doing a commentary for The Shining. Actually, Thursday will be the commentary for The Shining. Wednesday, we'll be playing some Triangular Boy, Pyramid Head. Those streams will be a little bit later, likely around 10 o'clock or so. Maybe a little bit later, depending on when I get off work. We'll see. But I will definitely see you guys there. Ruiz says, do Jason cosplay next time? You never know. I have him back there. Or it might be Michael Myers. You never know. Nick says, yep, I'm a member of the Bayar clan. Nice. Yeah, talk to me more about that. Like, I'm very interested. But that will be a tale for next time, or just hit me up on any of the social media. All of that is good. Oh, you won't make the stream because you live in the UK? Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, because that is kind of late in the UK. I mean, I'll see you eventually at some point. I mean, you can always come back, check me out later on. That, or you never know, because normally I will stream like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Next week, I am running a hectic schedule, so I did take off Tuesday. Tuesdays will be more of my early streams. Tuesdays will be DVD. Wednesday will be commentary. Thursday will probably be maybe a Let's Talk. Maybe we might do it like that. We'll work out some kind of schedule. But as my schedule flattens and I get used to it, then we will definitely get everything back on track to where it should be. But you guys have a good night. I will see you guys later. Stay safe. And as always, I am JG Darhk. And thanks for watching.
Never laugh as a hearse goes by, for you may be the next to die. They wrap you up in bloody sheets to drop you 6 feet underneath. They put you in a pine wood box and cover you up with dirt and rocks. It all goes well for about a week, and then your coffin begins to leak, and the worms crawl in, the worms crawl out, the worms play pinochle on your snout. They eat your eyes, they eat your nose as you begin to decompose. A slimy beetle with demon's eyes chews through your stomach and out your sides. Your stomach turns to rancid grease, and pus pours out like melted cheese. You spread it on a slice of bread, and that's what you'll eat when you're dead. And the worms crawl out, the worms crawl in, the worms that crawl in are lean and thin, the ones that crawl out are fat and stout. Your eyes fall in and your hair falls out. Your brain turns into maggot pie. Your liver starts to liquefy. And for the living all is well as you sink further into hell. And the flames rise up to drag you down into the fire where you will drown. Your skin melts off as you descend, and Satan tears you limb from limb. Your suffering will never end. And the worms crawl in, the worms crawl out. They'll eat your guts and then shit them out. And when your bones begin to rot, the worms remain, but you do not. So don't ever laugh as a hearse goes by, for someday you'll be the one to die. And when death brings his cold despair, ask yourself